Okay, I do believe we are live. Hello, good morning, afternoon, evening, night, day, whatever time it is on this recovering planet of ours. Welcome, I'm Tim Cooper, and in today's live, I'm going to be talking about the little known secrets to becoming successful, because we sort of have been brought up to believe this misnomer that if you work really hard, then you're going to be successful. And I don't know about you, but I know a lot of very broke, hard-working people who are struggling to make ends meet. So the the struggle and the toil doesn't always result in the rewards that we'd expect. Um, so that's what I want to talk about today. And I do apologise a little bit about my appearance. I had a suspected skin cancer shaved off my forehead a couple of days ago, and so I haven't been allowed to wash my hair, and so I'm not looking as groomed as I normally do. But it is what it is. I hopefully get some results back today as to exactly what that funky thing on my forehead was. But at the moment, it looks like I'm growing a second head or something. Anyway, just thought I'd mention that, because if you're sort of thinking, what on earth is that on Tim's head? And if you hadn't noticed it, now you have. Okay, so let's address this issue about success. Okay, now if you're catching me live, please put in hashtag live. If you're watching this on the replay, hashtag replay, and of course, please feel free to spread that love around. Any questions, you know where to type them in. Okay, so here we go. It's said that successful people do the things that unsuccessful people won't. Okay, so, and that's pretty harsh and not really true, because, as I said, there's a lot of people who haven't gained the success they want, and they work really damn hard. Okay, I know so many people, and I even know myself. I know I work 7 days a week, long hours, and I haven't achieved the level of success I want. So work alone isn't the answer to success. Okay, of course you've got to do some work, but you also notice that sometimes these people, these really successful people, they don't really appear to be working that hard, right? So there might be something in that as well. I think they utilize their time better. They make better use of their time. So sometimes you can be really busy, right? You can be really busy, but the tasks that you are busying yourself with aren't the tasks that are carrying you forward. Okay, so you say, I'm so busy and I've got so much to do and I don't have time for this, I don't have time for that. But when you sit back after all that busy, flustering, time-consuming stuff, exactly where has that all taken you? Okay, so that's one thing, is sort of understanding that basically it's not doing the things that other people won't. It's doing the things that other people don't, right? Some people think that becoming successful, it's doing all these grandiose things, these massive things, and like leaping over Everest in one super bound, like Superman or Superwoman. And that's not it at all. It's taking little steps, right? It's doing the little things, the mundane things, the boring things, right? And doing them over and over and over again, right? And the little steps you take build. They build on each other. They compound to a point where you start to achieve all this other stuff. Okay, so that's number one. Is it's not so much doing things that other people won't. It's doing the things that other people don't. The things that are easily overlooked, right? Or the things that you look at and go, nah, that's not really that important. And truth be known, it actually is that important. Okay, it's those things. It's the little things. I think the other thing too is that, writing down your ideas. Like, where do you get your ideas? Usually in the most inconvenient places. Like, I get most of my epiphanies in the showers, or when I'm in a place where I really can't take a note. But it's very important. If you look at some of the most successful people in the world, they are always taking notes. Like they say that Richard Branson carries around a tattered little notebook, like a physical notebook in his pocket. When he has an idea, he just flicks it out and he writes it down. It's very important to write these ideas down, because if you don't, and then you're worried about forgetting, which you ultimately will, but you're cluttering your mind up with with stuff that stops the flow of things. So basically, the more ideas you can get down on paper or record somehow, then it's done, and the brain says, okay, I don't have to store that anymore, and it makes way, it makes room for more ideas to flow. So that's another tip for you is record as soon as possible. Now, what I generally do is because I am a rather tech person, and even though I do try to write, I've got that many notebooks and that sort of stuff. But as I said, when I get my ideas and inspiration and that sort of stuff, it's always in places where I don't have a pen and paper handy. I can't show you what I do because I'm actually using my iPhone as a camera for this live. So I can't show you that either. But generally what I do is I just open up the voice recorder on my phone and I record a phone memo. Okay. The other thing too is that with good old Apple Watch, these days there's actually a voice recorder app on the watch as well, which syncs across to your phone. So if I am out on doing my power walk, which I haven't done for a while, it's got a bit cold outside, but if I'm out on my power walk and I have this idea, I can just simply hit the thing on my phone and record that idea as a voice memo, and then it's stored, and then I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to worry about forgetting it because it's already there. So that's the other thing. It's these little things, right? So the people, how often do you actually write your ideas down? The other thing too, so when we're talking about keeping you on track and keeping your tasks productive, is the other thing is that you start one task, then you get an idea, and you start to do stuff on that idea because you're worried that you're going to forget, or you might think it's a better idea. And so you look back and you have all these incomplete tasks behind you. So all that time you spent, right, hours and hours and hours, and sometimes lots of money, you've got all these incomplete tasks. And so it's absolutely useless. Like you can't generate money, you can't move forward with these incomplete tasks. So the other thing that I do outside of making voice memos is I have an email account. Now you could do this either way, but for me, I've got multiple email accounts, and so I've got an email account called Ideas at a particular domain. And whenever, once again, I have an idea, I'll actually send myself an email, and then that's gone. And then I'll continue on, and I'll finish the task that I'm working on, right? And then once that task is finished, and only once it's finished, I'll go back to my emails and I'll start looking through my ideas list for the next thing that I can start to think about to build upon. Okay, so that means that I am focused on that task until it's completed. If I have other ideas that come in, which is inevitable, I will record them. And then once they're recorded, I don't have to worry about them anymore. And they're basically forgotten until that task is complete. So these are just the little things that you do. But once again, it's people do the work, okay? And just one other tip. So we'll make this like a three tip thing, is concentrate on your strengths. Right? A lot of people say, oh no, you've got to identify your weaknesses and work on those and strengthen those up. And a very smart man once said, I think it might have been the author of Good to Great, said that all you do when you do that is you just end up with a whole bunch of strong weaknesses that you're not great at anything. Like you might be good and mediocre at a lot of things, but you're not great at anything. And this was basically the subject of his book, Good to Great, is to focus in on what you are good at, your strengths, your passions, and become the best you possibly can in that area. And then the other areas where you're not so good at is you identify people who are strong in that area. So you're not worrying about the how. You're not worrying about how are you going to do those things that you're not so good at. You're worrying about the who. Who can you bring in? Who can you outsource? Who can you get to help you who is good at those other things, and then you team up. So you concentrate on your strengths, they come in with their strengths, and that could either be a virtual assistant, a PA, an outsourcer, like a freelancer, that sort of stuff. But the point is that if you just focus on what you're good at and then outsource what you're not good at, you're going to move forward so much quicker, because I can talk from experience here. I'm what we call, like a full stack marketer. Like I can do my own graphic design. I can write my own copy. I can develop my own websites. I can do my own marketing. I can blah blah blah. I can create my own products. I can do all that by myself, right? Because I'm used to bootstrapping. I'm used to doing things on a really tight budget, and I also enjoy all that. But the point is that at the end of the day, I really shouldn't be doing all that by myself, right? I really should be looking at outsourcing, and that's something that I struggle with, and I'm sure something that a lot of you struggle with is letting go and trusting that other people can do as good a job, if not better, in certain areas than you can, right? I know that I can design a graphic, right? And that graphic might take me half an hour. Now, somebody could design the graphic at the same level in 5 minutes, or they might design an amazing graphic in 15 minutes, right? So this is just things to look at. So at the end of the day, it's not all a matter of working really, really hard. It's all a matter of being smart, doing the little things, staying focused and concentrating on your strengths. And when you do that, that's when you'll start to move forward. That's when you'll start to build success. Okay, I hope you found that useful. Once again, I'm working between a couple of computers here. So once again, if you're catching on live, hashtag live, catching the replay, hashtag replay, and even if you've got questions and you catch this on the replay, please stick them in the comments and I will answer them. And once again, if you know of somebody who you believe could benefit from this message, tag them in, and don't be afraid to share the love around. Okay, and I will try to get back doing these a little bit more regularly again. As I said, I've just had it's been crazy the last week. So I do try to get on and do these almost daily, but there's lots of things happening in my life. Good things. It hasn't been bad, hasn't been great, but it's definitely been taking my time, and I'll be sort of sharing what I've learned and what I'm moving on with in the coming days with you. But once again, if there's anything that you want me to talk about, any questions that you have, anything that I can help you with, please reach out either in the comments or personal message or email me, and I'll make a video or I'll help you out in any way that I can. Now, things are slowly getting back to normal. Businesses are slowly opening up. People are getting out there. They're spending money. They're getting out and about. They're over the isolation, they're over the lockdowns. Obviously, different countries, different restrictions, different rules. But the point is that things are starting to move. So let's get things in place now. Let's get our businesses set up so we can take advantage of the economy reopening. Let's finish. Okay, so my other camera just decided it was going to die on me. That's no big deal. That's why we have two cameras, right? So, but I'll just finish out. So let's get our businesses set up. Let's get everything in place. Let's take advantage now. Put ourselves out there as being a viable business for these people to come and use, and let's finish out 2020 on a positive note with momentum moving into 2021, so we can enjoy success and prosperity. Until next time, you take care.